my name is Mac. I'm 19 years old, and I was just recently diagnosed with lupus. Just wanted to make a quick heads up. Sorry for the shitty quality. Just filming on my MacBook, keeping it casual. This is just basically a YouTube channel I'm doing so that people who have lupus, who are like me, have a place to go and to communicate and talk to, and just talk in general about things and life, living with a cool, fun disease. That's a joke. It's not fun. But anyway, so how I got diagnosed. About 7 months ago, I was having really bad pain in my feet at work, and I couldn't figure out necessarily why it was such a big deal, why my feet hurt so bad, until we went to the doctor, and they basically said that I had inflammation. But it wasn't anything too serious. It was kind of just like change your shoes, and it was not a big deal whatsoever. That's what we thought anyway. Then about maybe a month later, I started having the same pain in my hands, to the point where I couldn't open jars, buttons, like really do anything with my hands. It was really painful, especially with my thumbs. And then it progressed to my legs, to the point where I couldn't walk on my legs. I needed to have support from somebody else to walk. Somebody had to be around or with me, help me stand up, help me sit down, all that. It became really hard and difficult and kind of embarrassing. I had a limp when I walked, and sometimes people would look at me funny because I couldn't walk like properly anymore. I also had problems with driving. If I was in a lot of pain, I didn't feel comfortable driving myself anywhere, because I was scared that if the pain got really severe, that I wouldn't be able to move and that I'd be stranded in my car somewhere. So that became scary too, and kind of a problem. So we saw a doctor, and they basically said that I did have inflammation in my joints, and it was looking like arthritis. They mentioned lupus, but they never really specified that it was that. They were going more along the lines that it was arthritis. About, I would say 2 months later, I went on a camping trip with friends, and while on the trip, I started having problems breathing. And I didn't think anything of it at first, because I just figured I might be catching a cold, and that's why my chest is hurting. But by the time I got back from the trip, I would wake up in the middle of the night in horrible back spasms, horrible, to the point where I could not breathe at all, and I thought I was suffocating and dying. So it was scary. I went to the hospital. I had to get a MRI done. I think it was an MRI. I don't really remember. It's like a full body scan thing. They checked my lungs, and they found fluid. And it wasn't a lot of fluid, but it was enough to be concerned about. So basically, I got more tests done, got blood tests done, and it came back that I had pleurisy, which is basically when the lining of your organs, or in my case my lungs, were inflamed, and because they were inflamed, they were letting in liquid basically into my lungs. So I had to go on steroids, and I'm currently on steroids for that right now. So pleurisy is a symptom of lupus. It's also a symptom of RA, rheumatoid arthritis. So again, they weren't exactly sure which direction I was going in, but once I got on my steroids, I was okay for a little bit. I still had pain in my chest and my lungs, but I could breathe on my own, which was good. But the problem, it helps with my legs as well. Like, I don't have problems with my legs as much anymore. I can walk better without having inflammation pain, but my lungs are still not up to 100%. Like, I can't run, I can't yawn properly still, I can't cough without it really hurting still. It gets better. Some days are better, some days are worse. It really just depends. But since then, I started getting rashes, and I got ones all over my hands and my palms, little bumpy rashes. And sorry, adjusting my nose ring. And it was painful and uncomfortable. Again, my hands were really itchy. I didn't want to touch anything. And essentially, we went back to the doctor. We didn't think it had anything to do with lupus or arthritis. We just thought maybe I was allergic to something, and I didn't know what it was. But my doctor was like, nope, that's a symptom of lupus. I was like, great, awesome, just what I want to hear. So, basically, after that, we went to my specialist and showed them a picture of the butterfly rash, is what it's called, and it's basically just a rash across your face. I'm sure all of you know what that is at this point. If you have lupus, you probably have it yourself. And at that point, he was like, yep, you have all the classic symptoms. You have pleurisy currently, and we're going to get more blood tests done. I had something wrong with my kidneys at one point, but the second time I did the test, they were back to normal, so it could have just been a random inflammation like that day, the day I got my test done, and then it went back down. So it's not really sure what that was, but it's pretty much certain now at this point that I've been diagnosed with lupus. So moving on from that, it's been kind of hard to accept at first because, you know, you read online all these scary things, like Selena Gomez has it, for example, and, you know, she just got a kidney transplant or a liver transplant, something like that. And, you know, that's scary to read, that she could have had kidney failure, and that could happen to me. But I'm trying my best not to get myself into the mentality where that could be me, what if, and I'm just trying to be healthy and be positive. You know, a lot of people have lupus, a lot of young girls have lupus, and they're okay, you know? Like, technology's progressing, we're trying to find a cure. It's just scary when it actually happens to you. But I'm really trying to keep a good, positive outlook on it. The other thing I'm doing currently is I'm a vegetarian, but I'm trying to go vegan or, you know, cut out dairy completely from my diet. I do eat eggs. I am gluten-free, so it's hard to find bread that is also gluten-free and egg-free. It's usually one or the other, and, you know, it's kind of impossible. Well, it's not impossible, it's just difficult, especially where I'm from, to find gluten-free and egg-free bread that doesn't taste like dirt. So that's kind of where I am at right now. It's like one day I'm either choosing gluten-free or I'm choosing to eat something that has no eggs in it. It's hard finding something that's both, but I'm doing my best to go vegan completely. I'm doing it for personal reasons, but I'm also doing it for the animals, and, you know, for the environment aspect and all that thing, because I do believe in that. But for right now, the thing that's really pushing me is for my body and my health, because I want to be healthy and I want to put the absolute best things in my body so it can heal itself and get better. And I'm on lots of medication, which I don't prefer, but I have to be on it because I want to be able to breathe and walk like a person. So I'm just doing the best that I can right now. And yeah, that's it for this little video diary thing. Yeah, so if anyone has anything they'd like to say, they can leave a comment. And that's it, really. Thanks for watching.